Today we're going to paint together. This is my guest Stella, and she is going to paint a landscape. It's going to be a landscape as I'm going to give instructions and she's going to follow the instructions, and hopefully we'll come out with two fabulous imaginary landscapes. So the very first thing that I want you to know, Stella, is every time that you paint, you put this thing that's called a tic-tac-toe board across your canvas, okay? So we're going to draw a couple of lines on yours, and I always use chalk. And so we make this thing that looks like a tic-tac-toe board. If you are doing, like college art or adult art, sometimes this is called the rule of 9 because there's 9 spaces, see?
Yeah.
Okay, now why do you think I put that on there? Is there a reason?
Because you gotta measure what size it is and like how long it's gonna be for the painting.
Well, that's kind of a good way to think about it. But the real truth of the matter is you do this so you know where to put an emphasis point. Do you know what the word emphasis means?
No.
It's like when you get excited, it's like I can say hello, or I can say, hi, how are you? That's excitement. So you put the exciting part right here where the tic-tac-toe board crosses. So you put something special here, something special here, something special here, or something special there. Okay,
Yeah.
So those are the emphasis points. So when we're painting, we're going to do, and it's cut in thirds for another reason. You have 1/3, since we're doing a landscape, this is going to be sky.
Yeah.
Okay, this is far away from us. And this is the part that's going to be very close to us. This is going to be ground. This is called, what do you think, if it's in the middle? It's called middle ground. So this is the things that are middle. Okay, when we're painting a landscape, what is the farthest away from you in a landscape? If you look out in the morning and look out the window, what do you see way, way, way far away? Sometimes it's blue. The sky. Okay, so we're going to start with the sky. All right, to work with the sky, now this is kind of something that I do. I put 2 colors on my paintbrush all the time because that way it isn't flat. And if you want your paint to be vibrant or exciting, you don't paint flat. So you're going to take this big paintbrush and you're going to dip it in some white, put it in a little bit of blue, and then you're going to paint this part up here at the top. Now, the blue is going to blend right in. Eventually, we're going to put some mountains, and we're going to put them sort of right over the top of this part. But it's your turn. You go ahead and you paint some color on. Okay, when you're painting, you hold your paintbrush different than a pencil. Okay, and you sort of attack your canvas. Take your paintbrush and just go like this. Nice and, yes, more paint. You need a lot more paint than what you have. So you're going to dip into your paint. Okay, you have more paint. How dark is your sky? Is it getting too dark? Long, gentle strokes all the way across, like this. Okay, watch mine. If you're going to paint it, you're going to go like this, and you're going to make nice, gentle strokes all the way across. Okay, now it's your turn. Try that. Okay, add some white. Okay. Okay, nice gentle strokes. You're chopping at it. Let's put a little water on it because this is a water base. Stick your paintbrush in there. Okay, I'm going to put a little more white on there for you. Okay, now you take your paintbrush and you blend this together. Just work it all the way across. No, that a girl. No chopping. All the way. Go like this, distance. A little more water. Okay. That a girl. All the way across. Okay, let's get rid of a little bit of the darkness now. Okay, blend this part in, and I'm going to cover your edges. You go like this and make sure that your edges are covered. Let's cover the edges over here. All right, now all the way across again. And the sky has stratas, which is like layers, because the wind makes the sky have these layers. And so the layers generally go across. They're parallel to the earth. So that's why you go from side to side. Good job. Okay, now you're not all the way down to your first third, so what do you have to do? Good girl. Okay, a little more water. Okay. Do you like that color of the sky, or you think we could do something else?
I like the color.
You like the color? Okay, let's get your lines nice and straight. Okay, straighten out your lines. Take this all the way across. All the way across. That girl. Okay, back all the way across. Okay, now we've got a sky, and we have a little bit of blue. Now, you want some clouds?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want some clouds, take that same paintbrush, dip it in just white, and leave the colors on. Okay, clouds are puffy. Clouds are stringy. There's all kinds of clouds, so there's not going to be any mistakes. Okay, so if you take your paintbrush and lay it on and twist your paintbrush, you can get some special kind of clouds. Okay, ready to do that? There, okay. Okay, it's not much color in yours. That's all right. So let's add a little more out here. Okay, you want to take some more white? Put some more white on. Okay, go ahead. Add it to your cloud. All right, now let's do something tricky. We have the top of the cloud. Now make the bottom of the cloud down there. Okay, let's see how it looks. Does it look like a cloud?
Kinda.
Kinda. So what's wrong with it? What do we need to do to improve it?
And put more white.
All right, well then, you know the secret. Put more white in. Okay, sometimes, okay, if you just take your paintbrush and just use this sort of a technique besides the roll, you'll get a little bit different clouds. And if we turn this upside down, roll a little bit, put in some white, roll over to this side. We can make a little stringy cloud out there if you want. Okay, put some more in that one, right kind of in the middle. Tap, tap, roll. Good job. Okay, now let's look at it and see if it looks like a cloud. Think it looks like a cloud?
Yeah.
All right. All righty. Now, we're going to put some mountains in here. The mountains are all colors. We can have mountains that have a lot of blue in them. We can have mountains that have some brown in it. We can have mountains that have some green. So what do we want to do with our mountains?
Maybe add some blue and some brown.
Some blue and some brown. I kind of like that idea. So if we're going to do that, oh dear, we don't have any orange paint. We'll get green. Let's take some green and some red. And if we mix green and red together, what color are we going to get?
We're going to get orange.
No, we're going to get brown.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to get a shade of brown. Okay, that's not quite brown yet, but we're going to use that. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of this brown over here, and we're going to take a little bit of the blue. Okay, now, what are mountains? What shape are mountains? Okay, are they seriously pointed like this, or are they more like this?
More like this.
Very good. All right, now, the mountain that's way far away from you is going to be the lightest one you make. So, we're going to put a little white on your paintbrush. Okay, a little white with whatever, you said blue and brown. So let's put a little bit of brown, let's put a little bit of blue. Okay, now that one that's far away from you, you're just going to go like this and paint that mountain in. Okay, that's a little too blue. So now let's blend it. Okay, that one's far away. Now, what are you going to do with the next mountain? Okay, I'm going to put my mountain in that's far away. Okay, mine's going to be in here somewhere. Okay, if we're doing one that's far away, now we're going to ones that are closest to us. So what are we going to do to the ones that are closer to us?
We're going to make it like more lower than the farthest.
That's good. What you're really going to do is you're going to make it a little lower, but you're going to put it right in front. So take your paintbrush and go like this, and you're going to put it right in front of that one. So you're going to put your mountain in there. Okay. And again, if we use your paintbrush and you're getting close. If you use this technique and just sort of roll your paintbrush, you'll get some paint on, and then you can just take it and tap your colors in. Okay, Now we'll bring our mountain down a little bit. Do you think that's enough color, or do you need more?
That's enough.
That's enough? Okay, now let's put some more mountain. Take another mountain and put it in here. So we're gonna have a whole range of mountains. So you do a mountain range, and I'm gonna do a mountain range over here. Now we're gonna have to decide, do we want snow on our mountains? Okay, how much of a range? Because the mountains are going, some of them are going to be far away, some of them are going to be close. Okay, you might need a little more paint. Go ahead and pick up some paint. Probably pick up a little bit of brown. Okay, a little more green, a little more of that blue. Okay, now go back in and make this one a little bit more dominating. Do you know what the word dominate means? So you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, now are you outlining a mountain or are you building a mountain?
Building a mountain?
Okay, then why did you outline?
I don't know.
Okay, so rather than outline, just take your paintbrush and do this sort of number so it gets down inside of your mountain rather than just an outline. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to put in a couple more mountains. Put in another mountain here and maybe one at the end. Okay, you might need more paint. Okay, you like the greeny part. Okay, that's good. All right, put in a new mountain. Okay, don't make it look like a cone, so that means flatten this side out a little bit. Okay, now you outlined, so what are you going to do? Take your paintbrush and fill this part in, and see your cloud is definitely behind your mountain, which makes it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesomeness. Okay, now maybe if we put a little bit of this color in here, it's going to make them look like they're in the same range. So pick up some of this color and put it with that one, just a little. Nice job. Okay, now, do you want a mountain there too, maybe? Yeah. All right, just a nice little one. Does that one go in front or behind? It's going to go in front because of your lid is right there. So fill it in so it isn't just an outline. Very good. Okay, now do you want snow on your mountains?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want snow, okay, let's take some of this white.
Okay.
Either one, doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as you take one of the white. You're just going to go over the top of it and touch it. Move it a little until you get some snow that lays on the top of your mountain. Okay? Snow on my mountains. Okay, snow on this mountain. Okay, snow that comes in front. Okay, you have snow on your mountains?
Yeah, not on all of them yet.
Okay, go ahead and put snow on all of your mountains. Good job, your snow is looking gorgeous. Looks like a just new snowfall has happened. Okay, bring it down on the mountaintop. Atta girl. Okay, try this mountain. And it can have snow down here too. So it's not just on the top, because see, sometimes there's cracks in the mountains and they get snow on them. Like that, good job. Okay, now across the top. Don't outline. Roll your paintbrush a little so it isn't just an atta girl. Bring it down. Good job. Okay, now we're going to do some middle ground. Don't clean your paintbrush, okay? So we're going to build up some ground. We're going to go like this, and we're going to bring that land toward us. Okay? Now, use it. If it's going to be this way, you're going to make all of your strokes come this direction. So we're going to go up here and take a little bit of this. Mine's awfully red, isn't it? Let's put a little more white with mine. A little more brown. Okay. So I'm putting a mixture of some of the mountain color down here, and I'm mixing a little bit of odd greens with it and a little bit of yellow. And eventually I'm going to turn most of this into trees.
Yeah.
And see, I went back up here with a little bit of, like there's dirt cut along with my mountain shapes. There's going to be some dirt up there or some land. Okay, so you want something that sort of looks like this. So take a little bit of yellow, maybe a little bit of brown, and this is yellow ochre. So you might use some of the yellow ochre too. Okay, try it. Yeah, put it on. See what we got. Now put it on your canvas, dear. Okay, it's just a landmass. Okay, now if you hold your paintbrush a little bit different, hold your paintbrush like this. Okay, and when you're applying your paint, do it with this sort of a technique. And it's all going to blend together a little bit better. And this way. Like that. Okay, now you're going to paint using it like this. Okay, nope. This way. Okay, now if you take your paintbrush and you work your colors, you can work them right up into this mountain just a little bit. Okay, you're going to do the same thing over here, so blend that together. Hi, girl. Okay, nice. Okay, now take some of this, so it's going to be into your middle ground. Turn your hand the other way, because when you hold it this way, you don't put as much paint on. You have a tendency to put less paint. Okay, flip this around like this. Okay, and hold your hand a little bit up. Okay, now when you put, see there's a lot of paint on your paintbrush. Okay, let's put a little bit clear up into your mountain. Okay, now fill this part in down here, and we'll put a little more blue up there eventually. Okay, that girl. Okay, fill this part in down here. Okay, let's put a little more brown. Here, let me give you some brown. Okay, and yellow ochre. All right, now work those colors down here first, because that's where you want the most paint. Okay, turn your hand the other way. Like that. That a girl. Okay. It's hard, isn't it, to learn to do that? It feels weird. Yeah. Okay, put a little bit of that paint so you get some of that brown in that area. Okay, because this is our landmass. Okay, now fill in this area. Okay, you need a little more. Add girl. Flip it over, and we'll give you some more paint. Make those a little bit, and make them a little bit fatter. So let's make them come down just a little bit so they appear to be a tree. Take this down a little bit too. Because see, they're just straight lines, and it should be fatter here at the center and get skinny out toward the outside. And use your, use it, adapt. That a girl. You have one color on your paintbrush. Is that a no-no? One color. Put two colors. There. Okay, see, so it should be fatter here. Mine's going to come almost all the way to the ground. Okay. Now don't paint it solid. It's like pine needles. You know, and pine needles are not solid. So see, you're kind of painting a solid line. Try and take a different color now. Yeah, that a girl. Okay, let's take this color and let's break that up just a little bit. Just go like this. Okay, your paintbrush is really full. Okay, bring a little down. Little in the middle. Okay, you think your tree's perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah? You like it?
Yeah.
Well, if you like it, then you know what? You got to make another tree. How many trees you want? Okay, there are some magic numbers in art. You know what they are? 1, 3, 5, 7. What's the next one? 9. It's always the odd numbers. It's more interesting to the eye. So you can have one tree, or you can have 2 trees here and have one on the other side. But you always put in an odd number because it's more interesting.
So I'm going to add 9?
Well, you can add 9, or you can add 7, or you can do 3, or you can do 5.
I'm going to add 7.
7. All right then. So you're ready now. Go ahead and make your stem, and then we're ready to do a whole new tree. Okay, do I have your paintbrush or do you have, yeah, this is your paintbrush. Okay, don't get it too big at the top. Remember, they're big at the bottom, but not at the top. Okay, are you ready to add some branches now? The very top of an evergreen tree, you don't see the brown. You're going to see that part up here is going to be green. So wash your paintbrush because you have a lot of paint on it now. You're high enough. Don't make them exactly the same height. Make them different heights. That way they're a little more interesting. Okay, what are you going to do? Well, yeah, you're going to add snow, but you're going to make your tree first. Okay, remember, tap, 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 yeah, don't drag, because when you drag, you change your whole texture. Okay, because mine's going to have to dry, and I'm going to have to put a little less of the bright green in it. Okay, it's a little too tall right there. Put a small one. Yeah, take this and put just a little small guy right in there, like that. Just a little one. Let's put another little one right in there. Something like that. Okay, let's put a different color. Let's add just a little bit of different color. Okay, because it's all the same color. And it gets a little boring if it's all the same color. So let's put a new color in. Okay. So what are you thinking? You have 3. Is 3 the magic number? You have 3. Is that a magic number?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want 3? And you want to put snow on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So are we ready for snow?
Yeah.
It might be a little bit wet to do good snow, but let's try it. Okay, let's clean this one off. And by the way, when you paint at my house, you clean your own brushes when we're all done. That's one of the laws. Okay, so let's take this paintbrush. Okay, we're just going to take plain white, and you're just going to lay some snow on. Press it on, lay it on. Lay the snow on the top. Okay, so you take a little bit more snow and just lay it on the top. Okay, a little more snow here, lay it on the top. Ready? Go for it.
Yeah.
This paintbrush. This one's been used quite a few times. Okay, we've washed it out. Then we're going to take it, we're going to smash out all the water, and we always want the bristles so they are in a shape. So next time when I use this brush, it's not going to be a mess. And the reason we wash them like that is because, first of all, some of these paintbrushes are worth a lot of money. This one's about $18, $19, but this is about a $30 paintbrush. So we need to take care of them. All right? Now, press out the water. Good girl. Okay, now if I let this one set in the water for a long time period, did you see what happens? You see the paint has pulled off of this one. And you want to hear something funny? This paintbrush was one of the first ones I ever bought when I was in college. And I am old, so this paintbrush has been around for about 45 years. And the reason I still have it is because when I'm done with it every time, I clean it out. And sometimes if I'm not going to paint for a few days, I will take dish soap and put it inside of there, and the dish soap will hold the bristles together so your paintbrush is always in good shape. All of our brushes are clean, and our painting has dried just a little bit because we let it set. So now we're going to do something that's an underpaint. We're going to take this really dark green. Okay, we're going to touch just a few places with that really dark green. Okay, all the way up to some of these. And then when we put on our snow, it's going to look like some of it's in a shadow. So I want you to put some these really dark colors right along there, and then we're going to cover it with snow. Okay. Okay, now we want some snow on the ground, but we want a little bit of the ground to show through. Okay, so if we're going to do that, let's not put quite as much paint on our paintbrush. And you're going to hold your paintbrush like this. Okay, and you're just going to go ahead and put some snow on. Okay, and you're going to let some of the rest of the ground and things that are going to show through. Okay, a little bit more. Now leave some of the ground showing through. Okay, go ahead and try. Okay, even clear up into here. Okay, not two-handed, one hand. Honestly, it's better if you don't have 100% control. It makes it a little looser. And if your painting is loose, it usually looks a little bit better. So just use one hand and just sort of roll it. Let's get it right up there against that tree branch. Okay. Okay, that's pretty free. Good job. Okay, let's put a little more paint on.
Mm.
Okay. There you go. Okay, now this is ground. And remember when we talked about our mountain coming down, we're going this way. So if we're still doing that, we should take our paintbrush and we should continue to go at that angle. Okay. Okay. All right, so maybe we had a little snow that flew up against that one, so we can push some snow up against it so it looks like it hit that side of the tree. Okay, now let's bring this down again. Go ahead and fill in your spaces. Okay, and clear down here at the bottom. There probably should be quite a bit of snow. So let's just build up snow. Okay, and if we're building up snowbanks, if we take that, take your paintbrush and just be a little free with it. Atta girl. Okay, roll it so we get some snowbanks. Okay, now we're going to have to cover a little bit of this. Okay, we're going to get rid of most of the paint. Okay, now we're going to get as close to this as we can and just put a little bit of white over some of that green. Okay, that's kind of what we're going to do so it looks like there's snow all over, like a late snow in the winter time. So now be careful so you don't get it all over the tree, but you're going to go way up here, okay? Ready to do that? Be very careful and don't knock down the snow off of your trees. Okay, good angles. Okay, now you're going to have to get a little closer to your trees right in through here. Okay, so we can go back through and put a little snow in there in the side of your tree. We're putting it on the ground, remember, it's not going to go on the tree. Okay, a little bit of it here on the ground. Put some back here on the ground. Okay, a little more on the ground back here. Okay, now does that look like snow or does it look like scribbles?
Scribbles.
Scribbles. Okay, so we want to get rid of the scribbles. We're going to bring it down, but we're not going to go straight up and down. If we go across, it's going to look like it's snow that has blown in. Okay, it might be a little much on the snow, but here, let's put just a little tiny bit of brown back in it so it looks like we have some land, some dirt that's showing through the snow. Okay, you think you'd have enough dirt? Okay, now, are there some funny parts of this? Something that doesn't quite look right? Okay, we have snow on the mountain. We have dirt showing through the snow. We have dirt, snow, and things across here. But what about all of this? Does that look like it should have some snow on it? All right, so now be very careful and work with your paintbrush and a little bit of water. Okay, and you're going to just sort of, oh, I have brown. Let's use the white. Okay, so you're going to go back over it and you're just going to put a little bit of snow and it's going to be on the ground behind the tree. Okay? There you go. Good job. Okay, very good. Okay. All right, now let's pick it up and look at it, because part of what you have to do is you always have to get back from your artwork and look at it. Are there any parts now where you think we should add some more snow? I think about here we could have some snow on the ground, so let's put some snow. Put a little more snow on the ground here. Okay, let's just put snow on that tree. I think we could use a little more snow there. Okay. Let's just snow up that tree and then the ground won't show. Okay, what do you think?
Good.
You are the boss of this painting. So is there any part of this painting that we need to redo, or do you think it's perfect?
I think it's good.
Well, you know what? Since it's your painting, I think it's good too.
Yeah.
All right, now there's only one thing that you always have to do on a painting, and what is that?
Frame it?
That's a good choice. You have to frame it if it has a narrow canvas. And see, this is a narrow canvas, so we're going to frame it. I have mine framed. While you were working on your snow, mine is framed. So let's go ahead and look at these. And I don't have a frame that's exactly the right size for yours, but I do have a frame that we can lay behind it so we can kind of see what it's going to look like. Now, what do you think? You think we have a couple of really good paintings?
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with this too. We frame them, but there's something that's more important. Who did that painting? Who did it? What's your name, girlie?
Stella?
Stella? Well, Stella, girl, you gotta put your name on your painting. All right, now, something that students try to do, they put their name clear down here at the bottom, which you can't see. And I try to hide my name just a little bit. So my name is Joanne, and I'm gonna hide it right there. You can see it, but it's not real obvious. So you're gonna put your name somewhere up in this position. So put your Stella on there. And don't make it giant, but make it big enough so we can see it. Okay, we may have to repeat that, but I think the Stella looks awesome. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, now, one of the great things about painting is you're a painter and I'm a painter. We both painted the same picture and they're both good. We started out with the same idea, but they look different because you're a different artist than I am, which is very important. Okay, now we want to evaluate our paintings. What does the word evaluate mean? It's like grading. You know, like when you're in school, you have to grade. So we're going to grade our painting. First thing we're going to do is we're going to say, does this picture get your interest? Do you find it interesting?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do I find it interesting? Yes, I find it interesting. Okay. What in this picture gets your attention? What's the thing that you notice probably first?
The mountains and the trees.
The mountains. Very good. And look, if you look at my mountain, you see that this mountain is a way different color than anything else. So that's the emphasis point. That's the point that some people say it's like, aha. And so this is the emphasis point. And then that's right about where my tic-tac-toe board was. And so your eye follows the tree and looks down. You're going to see these brown things down here, which is another emphasis point. And then you're going to follow it and go around. And I've made a diagonal line and put a few more trees in mine, just so it will make your eye go around in a circle. And when you're grading a piece of art, you always want your eye to go around and stay inside of the painting.
Yeah.
All right, if we look at your painting. Okay, what gets your attention in your painting?
The mountains.
Well, the mountains are not real obvious. To me, this part right here, which is all that bright white, gets my attention, this part right in here, and that's kind of a funky shape. It's odd, so it gets your attention because it is an odd shape. Okay, so you follow it around. Okay, you have lines. Okay, and then this tree is kind of the same as that one, so your eye does move. Your eye moves a little bit more of a square than a circle, but it keeps my attention. So if I'm grading this painting for getting people's attention, I think we have two good paintings.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions now?